Yo, what's going on, guys? I have a quick story that I want to share about a client who just joined PTBI. And I thought, this is a very inspirational story and it impacted me on a deep level. And so I want to share it with you guys to see how you guys feel as well. But I got an application for someone who was looking to join PTBI. It was a referral from a friend from inside of our program. And he was telling me about his dream, that his dream was to essentially, him and his girlfriend, to travel across the country in a camper or like a van and take their weights with them and live off the land or live wherever they may live for weeks at a time, right? Maybe a desert here, a mountain range here, a friend's house here, but they just wanted to have a free nomadic lifestyle that they can document, right? And their big goal was not only to just live this lifestyle, but to share it with other people and inspire other people that they can live a free life as well. But there's one problem. This person didn't actually have a free life. He had a ticking timer that was slowly dwindling cash. And I'll explain the situation. Essentially, what happened is he had worked a couple years in a 9 to 5 and was able to save up a significant amount of money. He was also able to sell his house. And so he was sitting on cash that would allow him to go live this free life. But the only problem is without an income source, that time was ticking, right? You only have as much freedom as your money allows you to buy, right? And so he was kind of in this tough situation to where part of him wanted to invest this money into his business so that way he can make a return on the investment and actually free up his time. And the other part of him was like, well, what if this doesn't work out? I'm investing and losing the money that I saved up. That's going to, lessen my time. And I thought this was a very interesting situation. And I sat down with this person and I looked at him and we went over his hopes, we went over his dreams. And big picture, we painted out the big picture, right? His big picture was to, be able to not have to go back to work, to be able to travel where he wanted to, when he wanted to live out of his camper or his van. I'm not quite sure. I think it's bigger than just a van. To take his gym with him, to bring his girlfriend along with him, to make a YouTube channel based around this lifestyle, to inspire others to have bigger dreams that they can go after and to make a really deep impact. And not only that, but build a big brand that he's able to build off-brand businesses with. But the problem was he doesn't have the resources in order to make that dream a reality. What he needed to do was actually, so once we actually sat down and determined what was it he needed, we then sat down, or actually once we sat down to figure out what he wanted, we then sat down to figure out what he actually needed. And when we sat down, the number one thing that we needed was an income source. That was pretty much it. An income source, right? He had the cameras, he had the gear, he had the dream, he had the motivation, he had the drive, he had the vision, he had everything he possibly needed. But the one thing he didn't have was an income source. And that's why he was coming to me. He wanted to come to me so that way when he was on the road, he had the skills, knowledge, and know-how to turn his passion into an income source that's able to fuel all the other things in his life. And this is something that I've been diving into deeper and deeper with clients that I talk to about PTBI is like, okay, great. We need an income source, but for what? What is the thing that income source is going to allow you to do? Right? You see, success in owning your business and all the things that I talk about is not just about making money. It's not just about having an income source, but it's about what that income source allows you to do. What we did was we actually got him to join the program. We're teaching him how to start his own business. And now what he'll be able to do is that when he's traveling on the road, he doesn't have to worry about that ticking timer going down with his income dropping and dwindling and his cash reserves dropping, because as he's on the road, he's able to produce income for himself, which is going to fuel his bigger dreams and ambitions. So I want you guys to think about, if you had a predictable income source that wasn't tied to your 9 to 5, that was abundant and was able to fuel all your hopes and dreams, what would you do with it? Right? If you can quit your job and you were able to make money for yourself running your own business, but you can also do it from anywhere in the world, what would you do with it? I'll tell you for myself, what I want to do is teach and I want to provide value for people, right? That's really what I want to do with it, right? And so that's exactly what I'm doing here. It's Saturday morning. It's 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I could very well be easily sleeping in from going out the night before, but my passion is to help people. And this is what I want to do 24/7. I also want to travel, right? And so I want to be able to take a 2 week trip to the Philippines or a 2 week trip to, the United Kingdom or 2 week trip to Israel. Like I want to do all these things. Now, I can't do it right now because of COVID restrictions, but when the world opens up, you bet your damn ass I will be at as many places as possible because traveling is something that I really want to do because I think traveling is a really important growth accelerator for a lot of people. So, and it's aligned with my goals to teach, right? Because if I can travel and I can learn, then I can teach. So that's my question for you: is if you had an income source that was independent of a 9 to 5, what would you do with it? What would it allow you to do? Think about that for a second. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.